Dating apps are a buffet. Hello, my single lovelies. It is Sunday, so we are doing a Sunday recap reveal where a viewer has written to me and I'm going to tell you what is tasty and not tasty. So I am going to call this recap reveal, dating apps are a buffet. And some of you are walking around with the plate of full emotional Doritos, cold fries, and maybe you got a piece of decent chicken, right? And you're wondering why you're still starving. Okay. You are not dating, you are grazing. So I'm going to break down all of this because some of you fear that you are missing out on a better option and you just keep going back to the phone and you're not really enjoying what was right in front of you. So today, one of my viewers wrote me and she had a perfectly good date, meaning everything was tasty, and she still felt the urge to swipe. So let's break this down, tasty and not tasty, because this is what I like to call a buffet trap in real time. So this is what she wrote me. She said that she had her third date and she really liked this guy. He made plans ahead of time. She felt very comfortable with him. But when she got home, she still went and opened her app and she started swiping. Now, there is nothing wrong with that, but, why you keep looking if you had a nice time on that date? So the question is, she's asking me, is something wrong with me? So why do I feel like I should keep looking? This is what she writes. First of all, let me thank you for being this honest because I really appreciate this because when we share, we learn. So let's jump into what is really happening here and let's not pretend, okay? You had a solid date. You like the guy and, it's a good meal, but you came home and you still wanted a few snacks. So let's just talk about that. I'm going to break it down. First part of this is there is a psychological effect called choice overload, okay? Choice overload. When you have too many options, your brain doesn't feel empowered. It feels anxiety. It feels unsatisfied because every choice feels like a loss of all the others. So instead of committing, you just keep one foot out the exit. I want to talk about what was tasty from your date that you told me. He planned the date. The effort was attractive, right? This is something that you wrote in your tasty list. You felt comfortable. That is emotional safety. There was consistency, right? And let's just call it what it is. That is very rare in these days, right? Just being honest. And most of all, you enjoyed yourself. Now, what is not tasty is opening the apps the second you got home. You're looking for a spark when you already had a little bit of a flame. You had a good date. And treating dating like you're afraid the buffet is going to close, your brain is chasing novelty, not nourishment. And novelty is fun, but it is not fulfilling. My advice here is he didn't hit any of the not tasties from what you told me. So right now, yes, pick the one person and let him be your main course for the next few dates. Because until you see a not tasty, there is no reason that you should be swiping. So no swiping during this time. No, I'm just browsing. Because your brain needs to focus to build that attraction. Chemistry isn't always an instant firework, all right? It's not fireworks flying around, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes, like I tell you, slow it down. The slow burn can turn into a huge bonfire. All right, my single lovelies? So, what is tasty here? Letting the anticipation build, giving emotional momentum a chance, actually learning who someone really is. This is how connection develops depth instead of staying on that surface level. So, what is not tasty is the multitasking people, like you open up a few browsers, right? Yeah, on your tabs, you keep opening, You're expecting instant obsession. That is so unhealthy. You're resetting your feelings every time a new face pops up. You cannot build emotional intimacy if your attention span is on swipe mode. That is like taking a bite of a steak and then saying, next, enjoy the freaking meal, okay? So do not get yourself into this comparison loop. And here's the sneaky part. You're not comparing your date to another real person. You're comparing them to the fantasy that maybe somebody's better. Well, maybe he's a little bit better. The imagination, or the imaginary, I should say, next swipe. You've created this in your brain where it's perfect timing and this perfect chemistry and he's got the perfect personality while, the real date is sitting there like, hello, I exist, hello. So, if you're going to have a good date, start paying attention to how you actually feel around that person, especially when you love. Did you feel good? Value the emotional ease and letting reality speak louder than the fantasy swiping. What's not tasty is chasing constant excitement, believing that there's somebody better out there. Let me just go check. Let me go look again. Let me just see. Because the perfect option on these apps, I don't know, is like the dessert display. I mean, it looks amazing, right? But it's very rarely satisfying. So here is my takeaway for you. And here's the truth. You don't leave the buffet satisfied because you tasted everything. You leave satisfied because you chose what was actually nourishing you. And stop getting up for more when you're not even that hungry. Dating isn't about maximizing your options. It is about recognizing when something is genuinely good and giving it a real chance. So, I will ask you, okay? And I want you to think about this and I want you to be honest. I would love to see some comments here. Have you ever had the perfect date and then you went home and you started swiping? I mean, you can tell me, you could be brave, you can tell me, because when we share, we learn. And are you dating for connection or are you dating just for the thrill? Remember, I'm Denise. Food Talks always tells you the truth. And you just have to decide if you're hungry for excitement or do you feel you're ready to be filled, right? If you had a good date, young lady, take it slow. Get to know him. Don't go on that app. Give that person a chance. Okay, my single lovelies, I'm Denise. Food Talks. Until next time.